Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And with this episode, we're talking Star Wars, The Mandalorian, yes, on Disney Plus, episode 5, titled The Gun Slinger. And another great episode. If this is your first time finding me, know that I am a casual Star Wars fan. I'm not a diehard Star Wars fan. And if you want more movie reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps like this Mandalorian show or other shows, or me just responding to entertainment news, please click on that subscribe button and also the bell so you can be notified when I make uploads. And like I said, it was another great episode. I did like it a little bit better than episode 4 with Gina Carano. That was mimicking, the Magnificent Seven and the Seven Samurai. But, this episode still wasn't as good as episode 3. I forgot the title of the episode, but, that was just kind of badass when all the Mandalorians just came through at the end with their jetpacks just blasting the hell out of everybody. But this one was cool. I like the way it started off. I mean, people have these tracking fobs and they're going around still looking for the child, this asset, this baby Yoda, with all these force powers when he's only 50 years old. And I believe Yoda was like 900 years old. And so that's just kind of like, interesting right there. I just really want to know what the end game is and what the big deal is. Why is everybody going after, this baby Yoda? And I will say about baby Yoda, it is obvious that they are using a puppet instead of just blatant CGI like they did in the prequels, which wasn't just horrible in my opinion, but in some cases it was. But the puppetry in this, the puppetry, I forget the term that's used, the mechanical term for it, the technical term for it. But it looked a lot better in this episode than it did in episode 4. In episode 4, it was just blatantly obvious that it was a puppet, and sometimes it just didn't look real. I'm like, could y'all have given a little bit more CGI effects to make Baby Yoda look a little bit more real, a little bit more practical, instead of like this was made in 1979 or whatever. But it did look a lot better in my opinion, and he's cute. I will give you that. But the episode started off, Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, they're just off in space flying around and they're getting chased. Just a chase dogfight scene in space, and I kind of like. How, when the enemy was zooming in or trying to lock on the Mandalorian, and he had him in his sights, he had him in his scope, and the little red thing is moving around. Of course, we all know that imagery is from like the original Star Wars canon. And I was just like, of course, this is all in the same world. So there's nothing wrong with them using that. But I kind of just like that nod to the past, it just, makes it feel like this is still part of the Star Wars world. Now, initially, I was excited when they landed on the planet. At first, I was like, well, oh my gosh, this looks like the same exact planet that they left last time. But then they said that this is Tatooine, and we all know Tatooine from the original trilogy. And so I would, with Luke and everybody else, multiple sons, all that good stuff. And I was just kind of saying to myself, okay, we're gonna get some new territory. I may be wrong there. It may be a complete other. Like, was this? I don't like. What was the name of the planet where the Mandalorian rescued Baby Yoda? And, he had the confrontation with Grief Karga and all the Mandalorian, his buddies, this is the way, came and rescued him. I don't remember the name of that place. If it's, I don't, just help me out there in the comment section. Again, like I said, I am a casual Star Wars fan, but that's okay. So he lands on the planet, and he just really has a thing against droids. He was like, look, I don't want droids working on my ship. And then we have someone coming through. What is her name? Amy Sedaris. And I just have to admit, her acting just wasn't the best, to me in this episode. I was kind of put off by it. And it was not just her acting. It was also, what is his name? Apollo Creed, from the Rocky franchise. He's playing Grief Karga, or whatever. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Carl Weathers. It just popped in my head. I don't have to look it up. It just popped in my head. But Carl Weathers' acting just wasn't the best in my opinion, and neither was Amy Sedaris. She was just kind of looking annoying to me. But I mean, she's just trying to get her coin. She's just trying to get her money. Just like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look after you, and then charge the Mandalorian to more than I already was, for looking after you. I mean, that didn't even happen. I kind of wish she would have, but I think she liked him and gained respect for him because at the end of the episode, he did save her life. But I wanted him to be like, I didn't ask you to do that. This dude is not a child. He's 50. So leave me alone, put him back in the ship. But like I said, that didn't happen. She was just like, no, I would have been like, just put him back in the ship. But, he's trying to get his money. He's trying to, get repairs and things like that. And guys, it's about the episode. I mean, it was good, but at the same time, I really just don't feel like it pushed the narrative forward just a bit. I mean, if we didn't have that slight cliffhanger towards the end of the episode to where somebody was going over the body of the mercenary or the other bounty hunter, which I'll get to in a second, I would have been highly disappointed because right before that scene started, I was like, okay, is that it? This didn't move the story forward at all, even more than episode 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to see, what would have happened to the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. Like, what mission were they going on? What place were they trying to go to before they was being chased in space, getting shot down at the very beginning of the episode? And I understand things happen, no one can control the universe. A lot of times in life and in Star Wars, whatever, we have to go on detours. Hence the beginning of this episode, his ship was damaged, fuel leaking, he needed to get repairs and things of that nature. But it just didn't seem like something, came of this. But we have Jake Cannavale, another actor in this film. He was playing somebody by the name of Toro Calican. Oh, and just real quick, I like the line that Mandalorian used, like, that's my line, as the dude was like, hey, do you want me to bring you in hot or cold? And he was like, that's my line. But he came in there just like, going, back to Tatooine. Hey, I'm looking for work. And this rookie bounty hunter that has no experience at all is just trying to help him out. And, he's just trying to get into the guild. He needs someone to like him. It seems like, he needs a family. He needs some type of, feelings of belonging or a group of people that he can call family or home. And so, that was that. He was cool up until a point. But what I remember when the first episode dropped, one of the things that stood out to me the most was just like the cinematography, just how beautiful the imagery looked. And it did really look good when they had those 2 speeder bikes and they were just going over all the sand dunes and things like that. I thought it was beautiful. Of course, we have that beautiful music, that beautiful score by Mr. Ludwig Göransson coming through to complement the scene as well. It was possibly just one of my favorite scenes, just from a visual standpoint. But then, we have these Tusken Raiders. Of course, we all know them from the original trilogy as well. And dude just couldn't get a break, he's given up his bounty. He had to get the bikes, and now he's giving up his new binoculars. But, he's like, I want to be in the guild. So, he just had nothing. He had no other choice. But, that Beskar armor that the Mandalorian is toting around on his body, man, that's pretty powerful because, he got whooped kind of in the last episode, episode 4 by Gina Carano. He got shot like 3 times in this episode by a big rifle, even though it's from a distance. I'm not no Star Wars expert as far as armors and weaponry. But when he was rescuing the Baby Yoda in episode 3, he got shot a couple of times too. And that armor is just really, holding up. So, I'm liking that. And at the same time, if you watch my past recaps, you've heard me say that, hey, I like that the Mandalorian can fight and he has all these weapons, but I also love the fact that he's just not invincible, and get whooped every once in a while. So, I'm just kind of like feeling it there. But we see that the sniper is Ming-Na Wen, Chun-Li from the Street Fighter 90s movie. I think she's great as an actress. She's very entertaining to me. Also, she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., a show that I believe at this point has been canceled. I stopped watching it like back in season 4, season 5. I just couldn't do it anymore. I enjoyed her in the show, but the show itself just, kind of just went down the toilet for me. But she is the sniper. Her acting was quite good. And another takeaway for me is just when in this episode right here, when she was doing the hand-to-hand fighting with Toro Calican, it was dark and you really couldn't see what was going on, but I also do like, going back to something I liked, is their technique of trying to thwart her or whatever, like, hey, we got this speed, we have these flashers, let's alternate shots, and we combine that with the speed, we may have a chance. Calican's like, may have a chance. And dude was like, look, bro, you wanted this, right? I mean, not gonna be no cakewalk, not gonna be easy. That was cool, but it almost failed because he went over a sand dune and wasn't able to shoot his flare in the sky, so that was unfortunate. But Mandalorian just stood up there, took one right in the chest, or whatever, and that's when Calican went over there and got whooped. But it turns out that he's a snake in the grass, and he tried to betray them. I mean, I guess the Mandalorian betrayed the guild or the code, but I mean, not really. He didn't want a baby Yoda being murdered or extracted for all of his force power resources. I don't know, but Toro Calican ended up shooting Ming-Na Wen, or the other, I don't know her name in the show. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it. But dude, that's stupid, man. Like, what made you think that you was going to be able to get the jump on the Mandalorian? Like, and you're easily convinced she was, and well, actually no, because you end up killing her. Because at first I was getting frustrated, like, dude, why are you letting her get in your head like this, man? She's supposedly the bad guy, and you're about to uncuff her, but he shot her. Like, why would you do that? I mean, like, you should have got 2 bounties. I don't know. I just didn't think that was a good idea. But I mean, it is what it is. And, we get to the end of the episode, and he's easily taken care of by the Mandalorian. Just flashes this, little flash bomb, flash grenade, his flare, and shoots him and kills him. And, rightfully so, because, you did betray him. Dude was trying to help you, but, hey, it is what it is. But, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't feeling Amy, at first, but I kind of did like, I guess I liked her at the end because she didn't try to charge the Mandalorian for, watching Baby Yoda. But I guess now they're off to their next adventure, and I hope it just really kind of pushes the narrative forward, because I really don't feel like it did. I mean, because at the end of last episode, not the end, just the last episode in general, at least we got a new territory that we've never seen before, but we've seen Tatooine before, which was the planet that they're on now. If I'm incorrect, let me know. And it just was like he was just stopping to get gas, but the cliffhanger at the end of whoever that was that stood over the body, that is what made me satisfied. I'm like, okay, this is a good episode. It just wasn't filler. Still my 2 favorite episodes is episode 2 and 3. Episode 2 was just hilarious to me. I was laughing all the way through that episode. And then, episode 3 had that action and then the epic scene towards the end, and, the blacksmith creating the Beskar armor and all that good stuff. So, guys, we're just going to have to see what happens on episode 6, but I'm still a fan of Star Wars. I'm still loving the show. Pedro Pascal, you are doing great as the Mandalorian. I have never in my life really wanted to do any type of cosplay. But, if I ever did, the Mandalorian would be an option for me. But guys, that is just my opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel. I'm at 16,000 subscribers right now, about to hit 17. But guys, help me reach 20,000 subscribers. Will I be able to reach 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year 2019? That would be a great year to start out 2020 with 20,000 subscribers. So all you got to do is just click on that subscribe button. Also, guys, please look me up on social media. We got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all that good stuff. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, Just My Opinion 84. There's also links in the description box and the pinned comment. All you got to do is just click the link and click follow, and you helping your boy out. You know what I'm saying? Help your boy out. At least help me reach 1,000 followers on Instagram. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget to always chase your dreams, because I'm chasing mine. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.